keep it to yourself. I'm feeling curious, want to explore it, nothing too serious. Forget the world for a minute, before we know it, the future's the past. Seize the moment while we're in it, hold on to each other as long as it lasts. I don't care about forever, 'cause sometimes forever is over so fast. Hush, hush, baby, come on, here with me, I want for you to go. No need to worry, there is no hurry to stay, we'll take it slow.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Memphis Grizzlies up against the Brooklyn Nets. Looking at the Nets, third from the bottom of the Eastern Conference for them at the moment. Probably not the spot they had targeted when the season began. They're having a few of the same issues they had last year. And tonight it's a race of thoroughbreds, two clubs that can go end to end in a flash. What is it that makes these teams so good in transition?
THTATDI.
And what does that mean?
They have athletes to do it. Athletes to do it.
I knew what that meant.
That's it. Good ball handlers and good finishes, man. THTHTDI.
Not only that, they spend a lot of time perfecting it. The moment they get the ball, TLTP, they look to push.
WSIDTKH
What's that?
FTC.
Whatever
We
that
send
is.
it down to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Whoa.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
The Star-Spangled Banner, sung by musical artist Linda Lynn. Welcome, everyone, to this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. Last game for the Nets, a loss to Portland. And guys, they were in that one to the very end. They just couldn't put it together in the last few minutes. They lost by just 2 points.
And really, man, they played their hearts out. Missed a couple opportunities down the stretch, and that was the difference.
Yeah, you know what, Greg? Much love to them because the energy was there. But the execution fell just a little short.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge down on the sideline. David?
Thanks, Kevin. Memphis head coach David Fizdale spent a long time as an assistant in Miami. Coached the big three of LeBron, D. Wade, and Chris Bosh. He said they were incredible leaders and basketball geniuses, so I was very lucky to be a part of that. A lot of my success I owe to that team we had in Miami. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Coach Fizz is certainly an exciting young coach on the rise. Clark, we know both these teams coming and looking to get a desperately needed win. Just how much do recent struggles on both sides weigh on them right now?
Well, you know what, Kevin? I think they do weigh on them, but if you're going to break out of your struggles, then you've got to be in the moment. And you've got to lock into the present and not worry about what's happened in the past. Embrace the moment and the opportunity to change the tide. And you've got to stay consistent and not let a few bad breaks in the game or bad bounces distract you from your mission.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So for Brooklyn now, Hollis Jefferson is out there with Mozgov. Then it's Alan Crabb. Then it's Damari Carroll. And it's Dinwiddie in at the 1 spot.
And, you know, Kevin, Gasol is one of the best passers in the league. I mean, at his position, there aren't many better. Excellent at scanning the floor and finding the open man.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
Part of what makes him unique, guys, that combination of power and polish.
Nice tip in there. I mean, he's got like a sixth sense in terms of where the miss is going to go. That is really a talent.
Or you like the aggressiveness from Hollis Jefferson going right at him.
About 1 minute into the first quarter. The Grizzlies have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And Chalmers kicks to Brooks. And stolen by Crabb.
Two shots, foul, 2.
Brooklyn shooting their first free throws of this game.
Not really where you'd like to be as a team in terms of free throw shooting, just about 73%.
And, Kevin, it's something they've been working very hard to correct and to change. I mean, they know how important it is to fix that inability at the free throw line.
Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. And when you're on a young team that's still finding its way, how much does the losing take a toll on you as a player?
Well, I can speak to that because I was in that situation back in the early 80s. It does take a toll, but you keep your eye on what's ahead, and you relish the chance to develop as a young player. For the veterans, there's a lot less patience for a losing record, that's for sure.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
And Brooks gets it on the assist by Chalmers. Brooks has got his first points in this one.
And that lead pass allowed him to get straight to the rim, unabated, in stride.
Count that bucket.
And this is how you want to start the ball game. 4 for 4 from the field. Seems like they're right on point and can't miss.
And Mozgov comes to help, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Chalmers.
Hey, he just threw that possession away. Hopefully he learns from that and doesn't make the same mistake again.
The Nets have gone 4 of 4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Here's Hollis Jefferson, the second effort, and the nice bucket inside from Mozgov. Mozgov's got his second bucket tonight.
And their offense already in a flow, some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. It's stolen by Carroll.
And you've got to do a better job of making sure the defender isn't in your space. I mean, if you're going to pump fake, you've got to make sure he doesn't have a chance for the steal.
The long strides of Mozgov. Once he gets churning and moving, he can really beat you down the floor.
Puts it up from 7. And again, it's Brooklyn converting. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Nets.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
Drills the three-pointer. Gasol's got 5 now.
An almost perfect start to this game. 4 for 5. They're rolling.
Banked in off the glass.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
The Grizzlies trail by 9. Gasol a screen. Right side, Green. Feeds Duenas. Just 5 to shoot. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. Here's Chalmers. That one off the back iron and out. Brooklyn leading by 9. And Carroll gets it to go. Carroll's got his second bucket.
And jumping out like this, man, you automatically start thinking blowout.
Yeah, you know it's early for sure, but still, they're flat out owning this team right now.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Nuggets.
And if there's one aspect of the game that really stood out for me, it was the rebounding. Basketball is about possessions, and you saw a noticeable difference in terms of the effort both teams were putting forth.
Simply got outworked under the boards, guys. I mean, that's the no-brainer of the deal. I mean, they got pushed around all game long.
Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for the Nets.
And the three-point shot was a huge part of their game plan. When it was falling, it made them very hard to defend. Opponents were stretched out all over the place.
Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Here's Ennis, and that comes off the assist by Mario Chalmers. Ennis has got his first bucket of the night. Mozgov kicks to Carroll. Over Ennis. The shot by Carroll, no good. The Grizzlies trail by 9. Here's Ennis. Kicks it to Chalmers. Gasol, a screen on Carroll. And the wide open shot from Chalmers. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. And Carroll gets it to go. Carroll's got his third bucket of the night.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
Brooklyn leading by 11.
And in today's NBA, how about the value in having a guy at the center who has the versatility and the skill set of a Marc Gasol? With his passing and shooting, and he becomes a great zone buster for any team.
Now here's Green, following the missed shot by Timofey Mozgov. The shot's good from Gasol. Gasol's got 7 points. Here's Carroll. Bounces high off the rim and drops. And Marc Gasol becoming more aggressive, looking for his own offense.
And I thought at times in the past he was unselfish to a fault. His teammates egged him on, told him, you're the best center in the game, go out there and dominate. And now it seems like he's becoming more comfortable in his skin.
Clock at 6. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on Mozgov. Team still learning the ins and outs of their systems and how to play together in these early games. If you were coaching Clark and your team was struggling, how long do you wait before making changes?
It's hard to say, Kevin. It's a matter of feel and understanding your personnel, and sometimes it's gut instinct, consulting with your staff. But I think you've got to try to keep your changes to a minimal, and when you do make them, try to make sure they're relatively small changes so that you have a chance to adjust and your team does too.
And he makes the first. Both shots good from the stripe.
And you think about it, for so long, the Grizzlies were kind of the throwback team. I mean, they had the 2 bangers in the front court, and they really rejected that whole pace and space movement. But finally, they've come around, retooling their lineups to get more shooting on the floor.
And it's out of bounds. The Grizzlies able to retain possession here. And so it's Memphis with it. 9-point game. And here they come. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Flushes it down to finish the break.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
And I tell you what, Greg, they've worked hard for this lead. Their play calling has been superb and the execution even better.
And the Grizzlies with possession here, following the bucket by the Nets.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Brooks outside. In transition, here come the Nets. Carroll's running. The shot, no good. Now the Grizzlies take it the other way. And this is their first time matched up with Brooklyn this year.
In their meetings last year, they split the season series. Happens a fair amount between teams from the East and West.
And, you know, when you only see a team twice a year, Greg, it's hard to really get a good understanding of who they are or a good feel for them. And oftentimes, that can lead to a series split.
Hollis Jefferson, good.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
Yeah, and the execution, time and time again, right on point. They're running their offense to perfection.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Parsons checked in for Memphis. Evans comes in for Ennis. And a switch here for Brooklyn. LeVert's checked in for Crabb. Evans kicks to Chalmers. Evans against Carroll. Passes to Brooks. Chalmers dishes to Parsons. 6 on the shot clock. And that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. You look at the Celtics. They hold the first place spot in the conference just right where they want to be. They've got momentum. And, of course, Brooklyn, just way behind.
And seeing where the Nets are, they haven't made any of the strides they were hoping to see prior to the season. Again, hanging around at the bottom of the standings.
Yeah, it's full makeover time now, guys. I'm sure they've learned their lesson that this roster is not one that can sustain any kind of success in today's NBA.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. 17 points for him last game against Portland. Here's Harrison. Kicks it out to Parsons. Mozgov grabs the board. Mozgov's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Carroll can't throw down the putback. The Grizzlies trail by 11.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
The shot by Evans, nobody around. Drops in the tray. Evans has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. In the corner, Hollis Jefferson. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
Tone setting, that's what I call it. Grabbing this one by the throat early on and then squeezing it hard.
Here's Zeldin. After the basket by Brooklyn. Gasol is screened. And Mozgov comes to help. They get a hand on it. Here we go, all alone.
Defense turning into offense. Hollis Jefferson doing what he does best.
The Grizzlies have gone 50% from the field in the first quarter, 8 of 16. Evans kicks to Gasol. Now the pass to Zeldin. Back to Gasol. From 18 feet away. Chalk up 2 there. Gasol's got 9.
And, you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Hollis Jefferson can't hit.
And that layup is usually going in, especially when the defense is as lazy as that.
Evans passes to Harrison. Gasol dishes to Parsons. And finished off by Parsons.
He just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam.
I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will really start shrinking.
And a lot of scoring here early on. This is the type of game the fans love to see.
Tell you what, Greg, it's getting to the point where you assume every shot is going to go down. I mean, nobody's missing out there.
And so here's Memphis, following the bucket by the Nets. Pass to Harrison, lets it go with a three. LeVert grabs the miss. Nets leading by 10. Here's Hollis Jefferson. That one falls, coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got his 8th assist here tonight.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
And, you know, Kenny Atkinson is a basketball lifer, Kevin. Played professionally abroad, and after his playing career was over, he went right into coaching.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
He is out there for his defense. But as quiet as it's kept, Hollis Jefferson making an impact with his scoring, too.
Carroll against Evans. Mozgov with the steal. Here's Hollis Jefferson. It's not going to go for him. Good work defensively by Gasol. And Atkinson with a couple years as an assistant in Paris, 4 years in New York with the Knicks. Came from Atlanta, where he was a big-time assistant and well thought of by fellow Hawk players.
Yeah, you know, and after a decade as an assistant, Kevin, he led the Dominican national team, so he's had a vast reservoir of experiences on the sidelines as a coach, and now he's, of course, leading the Brooklyn Nets, and had a chance to hear him at a conference last year, and this guy is really, really got a chance to be outstanding as a coach and leader.
Here's Gasol, following the bucket by the Nets. Shoots over Mozgov. Gasol missing again.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look. Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
Pass to Harrison. Nobody near Parsons. Nailed from three-point land. Parsons got 7 points.
There's a chance he could go for a big game if they don't D him up on the perimeter.
The Grizzlies trail by 11. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Outside Gasol. Back to Evans. Shoots the 3. That one's off. He's now 1 for 2. To the paint. Here's Hollis Jefferson. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Yeah, loitering above the rim. Hollis Jefferson with athleticism to burn.
Good if it goes. No good trying to beat the buzzer. And so it's Brooklyn looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And, guys, the Nets enjoying a nice lead here.
I mean, a solid first quarter, especially looking at that plus turnover ratio.
Yeah, everything is sharp. I mean, nothing forced, precise passes, taking care of the ball. That's good stuff.
Nets leading by 13. Harrison out there with Selden. Then there's Tyreek Evans. Then there's Chandler Parsons. And it's Martin in at the pivot spot manning the middle. That's the group for Memphis to kick off the second quarter. Now here's Evans. Following the missed shot by Timofey Mozgov. Here's Harrison. The three-pointer, no good.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
So it's the Grizzlies now, following the bucket by the Nets. The shot's good. Evans has got 5.
In the shooting form Evans has, a reliable jump shot, you got to honor it if you're the defense. The chemistry has been terrific, really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Brooklyn shooting their third free throw shot of the game.
One shot.
And Clark, just how important to a team is it to have a veteran presence on it? Like, how did the vets on the Pacers help you when you were a rookie or a young player in the league?
You know what? I think it's invaluable, Kevin. I was a 21-year-old rookie. I left after my junior year at Ohio State. And veteran players, Herb Williams had been there a year or two. Guys like Billy Knight and George Johnson, Butch Carter were around. And having those guys talk about what it takes, and we were a very young team and had young veterans, but still they were invaluable in terms of giving you an example of how to go about your business to be successful as a pro.
Here's Martin. Goes up again. Oh, and the whistle is blown in the play as he was fouled in the act of shooting. Wasn't sure we were going to see a call there, but the officials saw the contact and 2 free throws. This is his first free throw of the game.
2 shots.
First one falls for him. And the Nets offense, Clark, looking to play up tempo. First in the league last season in possessions per game.
Yeah, and really trying to exploit and take advantage of their youth. Following the Spurs model, spreading the minutes out, trying to use more guys. I think it helps them play at that pace when you can utilize more players.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. JaMychal Green, he's checked in for Selden, and it's Chalmers in for Harrison. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Here's Booker. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Booker's got his third basket of the night.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high-percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, David Fizdale was one of the most respected assistant coaches in the league before he took over in Memphis last season. He spent 8 seasons in Miami, where LeBron James played for him. And LeBron said he has every quality that would fit a head coach. He's confident in his ability, a great learner, a great communicator. So it was great to see him get the nod, and he's proven so far why he's capable of the job. Kevin?
And an endorsement from LeBron is never a bad thing, D.A. Thanks so much. Good work defensively by Martin. The Grizzlies trail by 18. Over in the corner, Chalmers. Back to Parsons. Here's Martin. He feeds it to Evans. And another shot. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Brooks checked in for Memphis.
Shooting one.
Tyreek Evans, the fourth pick back in 2009, won Rookie of the Year.
Averaged 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists right off the bat. And it's been about the injuries in terms of what's held him back. If he can stay healthy, and that's a big if, the talent is obvious.
The Nets have made 3 free throws so far, haven't missed any.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. James Ennis, he'll check in for Tyreek Evans. And so he's able to get 1 of 2. And the Grizzlies enjoying the longest stretch of sustained success in franchise history. Greg, 7 consecutive seasons making the postseason.
And this group has gotten as far as the Western Conference Finals. And a lot to be said for that consistency. But, of course, everyone's in this for the rings. Interesting to see where they go from here to turn the corner into a true contender.
Brooks kicks to Martin. And the shot is good. Martin's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Man, that's a powerful finish by Booker. He doesn't settle for the layup there. When he's clear and at the rim, he's punching it.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. Clark, we know how big a Ohio State fan, I'm sorry, the Ohio State University fan that you are. Who is on your list for best players in the NBA coming out of the Big Ten?
Partner, you know me well because I was going to go right at you to correct you on that. It is the Ohio State University, as you indicated. Well, right now, probably have to go with Mike Conley. He's been superb throughout his career, particularly the last 4 or 5 years in terms of outstanding Big Ten players. Draymond Green, how can you not mention him? Double-time NBA champion. And then Oladipo out of IU, another guy that might be worthy of consideration there.
And here are the best transition teams in the NBA. We're looking at the real stats, the real scores from the real NBA. In third, the Grizzlies.
I think that's what really distinguishes them offensively. They really like to get out in transition.
And the Grizzlies with possession here, trailing by 13. Here's Green. And the shot no good, a bit short. The Nets have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the second quarter. And it's Kilpatrick missing.
You know, he can be a little hesitant near the rim. We saw it there. If the defense offers just a little bit of resistance, he doesn't take it up quite strong enough.
Memphis has gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Now, here's Chalmers. Defense is right there. Brooks right side. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
Oh, up high and down hard with that one-hander.
He got a little extra forceful. You're right with that one.
Boy, that sounded like Greg Anthony stealing a little bit of Kevin's thunder. I know this guy's hoping to rouse his teammates for sure with that one.
He is, and Greg sounded better saying it than I did. The drive by Green, fouled in the act of shooting. A three-point play chance coming up.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
One shot, behind the lanes.
And the free throw, no good. And Jermichael Green, undrafted out of Alabama, played a few seasons in the D-League, Greg, but in his third season, a full-time starter in the league with Memphis.
And the Grizzlies like his ability to space the floor from that power forward position. It shows you where the game is going. Face-up skills and mobility coveted at that 4 spot.
Now here's Brooks. The feed to Ennis. Memphis moving it around. Just 5 on the clock. There's Green with the 3. Mozgov grabs the board. Mozgov's got 7 rebounds in the game. Here's Kilpatrick. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Yeah, and you can tell they feel like they can get inside whenever they want to. I mean, it's been carte blanche, full menu for them, and the defense really not offering any resistance.
And here's Harris from the arc. Knocks down the 3 ball. Harris has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. The Grizzlies trail by 12. Harris on the double team. Dishes it to Ennis. Mozgov with the block.
7-1 with a plus wingspan. Mozgov can send your shot behind you in a hurry.
Alan Crabb, he's checked in for Harris.
Alan Crabb.
Now here's Brooks. 6 points for him. And here's Chalmers from the arc. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Chalmers has got 6 here in this quarter. The drive by Booker and the dunk by Booker.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Memphis has gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. And Chalmers kicks to Green. That one goes in. Green's got 10 points in the game. Nets leading by 9. Here's Whitehead. No good on that one. Great D that time from Martin.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure, but unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
Chalmers' shot is no good. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter.
And continuity is one thing that lends itself to winning. You see that in Memphis, that their key players in Gasol and Conley, these guys are all getting it done.
And the challenge for the Grizzlies has been finding that 4th or 5th star caliber player, Greg, to push them over the top.
And they've needed a two-way terror on the wing for the longest time here. None of their draft picks or free agent signings have really broken through. And that's what it's going to take if they want to break through in the West.
And he makes the first.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Boy, it certainly appears to be the case, Greg. I mean, they've spent a lot of time at the foul line this quarter, and that's the result of attacking the rim and being physical.
And the Grizzlies making a change here. Gasol's checked in. Damari Carroll's checked in for the Nets. He hits both from the stripe.
And, you know, Kevin, the Brooklyn Nets last season had the worst record in the league, just 20 wins. And, you know, having traded away their top draft picks from the last 2 drafts, there aren't any quick fixes on the horizon either.
Brooks outside. Ennis in the corner. The dish to Gasol. He kicks it to Chalmers. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Puts up a 3. Rebound, Brooklyn. They led the game at 1 point by 20. And Clark, how does a team keep the right frame of mind amidst the lean years?
Well, you have to really have a long-term horizon, but at the same time measure your progress and development. That's key there. And then you break it down quarter by quarter, possession by possession, day by day, week by week, month by month.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Crab, good.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter, just served him up.
Chalmers pass to Gasol. Shot by Ennis, nobody around. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Gasol's got his 5th assist in this one. And Carroll gets it to go. Carroll's got 10 points.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
Green, that's his 6th field goal today, and that makes him now 6 for 11.
That's just too easy. I mean, you can't let him post you like that.
Yeah, where's your fight? You got to show more fight than that.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He one of the best in the business, absolutely.
Boy, he makes it look easy. He is an absolutely imposing finisher around the rim.
Here's Ennis following the bucket by the Nets. Whitehead with the rebound. Here's Crab. Tries again. And Booker with the layup. 15 points in the game.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Ennis dishes to Gasol. Here's Brooks. Brooklyn with the rebound. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. A nice shot by Booker.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Now here's Chalmers. He's tightly guarded. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a 3-point play. Going to the line for 1.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
For Memphis, they have shot 5 of 6 at the foul line tonight.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
Really, guys, it's just come together for them at the charity stripe this season. I mean, the confidence is there, and so too are the results.
One shot.
Free throw good, Green. And Clark, you've been a member of this booth and many others for quite some time. I've always wondered, how did you make the jump into broadcasting?
Well, you know what? I've always enjoyed the game, Kevin, been a student of the game, and have enjoyed reading and playing with words. So when my basketball playing career ended prematurely back in 1987, I got a chance to do Pacers radio, and from there fell in love with this new career and wanted to excel at it. And I've been at it now for over 30 years and hope to have a few more left in front of me.
The Nets have put up good numbers at the charity stripe, converting 6 of 7.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. It's been a coaching carousel in Brooklyn in recent years, Clark. Your thoughts on Coach Kenny Atkinson, who came from Atlanta, and what he's done there, and what about his staff?
Well, you know, brave souls, and I think Kenny Atkinson has the right approach. Time will tell what kind of coach he becomes, but I like what I've seen from him. He confessed that people he respected told him he'd be insane to take the job, but nothing ventured, nothing gained, and he stepped into it. The Nets have to return the faith he showed and give him time to build this team.
Now here's Evans. He had 15 points last outing. And the basket is good.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
Yeah, I mean, he's been orchestrating all game at a high level.
Yeah, making his teammates better through his passing. Greg, you know about that because you did it. Great job sharing the ball.
Oh, well, I appreciate it, partner. Always important to have somebody keep rhythm in the game.
Parsons for three. The basket good off the assist from Evans. Evans has got 3 assists tonight.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Carroll's running. A putback. And no good that time. And the Grizzlies going the other way now. Evans attacking the baseline J. But they'll get another chance. Here's Parsons. And the shot is long. Brooklyn leading by 14. And Booker kicks to Dinwiddie. Over Harrison. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Memphis has gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. Passes it to Selden. Here's Gasol. An easy 2 points on the layup. Gasol's got 13 points.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
And Carroll gets it to go.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of them.
Right side Gasol over Booker. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Yeah, I don't think it's an accident that aggressiveness correlates with playing better. So the aggressiveness is starting to pay off.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
Free throw good, Gasol.
And I'll tell you, Gasol's one of the few second-round picks to command a max contract in his career.
He doesn't get the second one. In transition, here come the Nets. Here's LeVert. That one falls, coming off Dinwiddie's feet.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Vitally important. I mean, if you relax for a second, you're cooked. You're toast. They learned that lesson there.
That'll do it for the first half. Nets lead by 15. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. Time for the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. It's Brooklyn out in front at the half. They lead by 15. Kenny, some perspective, please.
I love how they opened the game up. They pushed the ball up court at every opportunity, and they put the defense on their heels. But it wasn't just a track meet. It was a well-thought-out strategy that the coaches had way beforehand. We'll see what adjustments get made to try to stop their transition game in the second half.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Grizzlies.
Not pretty to watch how they get torched in the low post, Ernie. When they were playing defense in the post, you know me, Ernie. Barbecue chicken alert, barbecue chicken alert. This team is going to have to up the pressure, play more physical in the second half, start a fight, throw some bowls, let's go.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Nets leading by 15, setting the floor for the Nets. Damari Carroll is out there with Hollis Jefferson. Then it's Mozgov. Then it's Allen Crabbe. And it's Dinwiddie in at the 1.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wentz.
I could not say it any better, showing you some real focus, taking it inside against the bigger man.
And here are the Nets. They led the game at 1 point by 20. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Here's Mozgov. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%, 5 for 7. And for the Grizzlies, they're shooting 52% from the floor. Nice work so far from them. Here's Ennis. Second shot opportunity. Mozgov with the block, but he stays with it. On the wing, Brooks. Green passes to Chalmers. There's the screen. Green, the screen. They shoot again, and it's Gasol with the bucket inside. Gasol's got 16.
And defensively, this is the opposite of how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, just a real lack of aggressiveness there right now. I mean, can't give up these types of layups to begin the quarter, Greg. I mean, that's a no-no.
And here are the Grizzlies now, after the basket by Brooklyn. And Chalmers kicks to Green. Brooklyn with the rebound. Mozgov's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight.
Kinetic leaping ability, broad shoulders. Jefferson smashing his way inside.
The Grizzlies trail by 18.
And you'll hear some say the sleeper of that 2015 draft was Rondé Hollis Jefferson. I mean, a fractured ankle his rookie season limited him to just those 29 games. But when healthy, he's shown he can be a force defensively.
Second shot opportunity, and the bucket is good from Carroll in deep. He's got 16.
Ripping and running. They have a big advantage now in those transition opportunities.
No expiration date on their legs. They just seem to be fresher, and they're putting those fresh legs to good use.
Now, here's Green. 15 points in the game. Shot clock at 5. Ennis has got space. Dinwiddie with the rebound. Greg, what separates Hollis Jefferson, do you think, as an NBA defender?
Physicality, quickness to go along with anticipation. I mean, with his pressure D, he's able to suffocate perimeter players and rack up steals. And don't forget versatility. He's a guy that can guard multiple positions, and that's a huge asset for any team.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should be scoring at will down there easily as they have. I mean, they've got to be more aggressive inside.
And a chance now to review the shot chart for Brooklyn.
Well, they say the mid-range game is a dying art form, but after looking at this shot chart, they are injecting a ton of life into it. Whatever space is being offered up to them in the mid-range, they have accepted and have continually knocked down shots to make the defense pay.
So it's the Grizzlies now. Chalmers dishes to Gasol. Here's Ennis. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Ennis has got his 3rd basket of the night right there. And there's the pass to Hollis Jefferson. Over Green. Brooklyn gets it back in a new shot clock. Mozgov's shot is off.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
I agree with you. Not a good shot, not good offense. They can get a much better look than that, but they're going to need to be patient to do so.
Now here's Ennis, and Mozgov comes to help. Shot clock at 6. Knocked away. Ennis passes to Brooks. And so it looks like the Grizzlies will retain possession here. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You look at the Rockets. They've got the #1 record in the conference, and because of it, each night out, their competition is going to bring it right at them. And checking out Memphis, 7.5 games behind.
And when you look at Memphis, with the start they've had, they've taken what was such a hopeful preseason and turned the mood sour.
Can't remember the last time I've seen optimism turn to pessimism as quickly as I have with these guys. I mean, their fans are already talking about who needs to be replaced.
And while he's working on his shooting, Hollis Jefferson has shown an ability to create shots. Clark with his herky-jerky drives to the cup.
Kevin, could not agree with you more. He is a bit herky-jerky, but that handle is tight, and that allows him to maneuver on the court as a playmaker.
That free throw good from Hollis Jefferson.
Well, you talk about defensive potential, all defense potential. Look no further than Rondé Hollis Jefferson.
Jarrell Martin's checked in for Jermichael Green. He's perfect from the line this time. Clark, we've seen a few active players have their own podcast that they produce throughout the season. I think that's a good idea or a bad idea for them?
Again, I'm ambivalent to that because the landscape is so different now with the social media platforms. And I like the fact that players have a chance to control their narrative, their story, through the different social media platforms, the Players Tribune, podcast. Now, you have to balance that with your responsibilities and obligations to your team, your teammates, and your franchise. And so that's where it becomes a challenge, managing your time effectively and using it wisely. But clearly, players should have the opportunity to be fully engaged people beyond just playing the game.
And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession.
Well, a lot of tough teams in this league. Here's where Brooklyn sits right now.
And going back to their scoring average, I think it really gives them confidence. They go into every game knowing that they're going to get buckets. And a few key stops here or there, and most nights, that's all it takes.
Hollis Jefferson.
Oh, Kev, he put some anger behind that one.
You're telling me.
Treated the rim like it stole something from it.
Memphis has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Gasol setting the pick for Chalmers. Brooks outside. Back to Chalmers. Brooks with a screen on Harris. And stolen by Harris. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case. It looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Brooks from outside. The Grizzlies with another miss. And here's Brooklyn. They're on a 20-7 run.
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
And you know what, Greg? They are crushing it on both ends. I mean, in total control right now.
And Chalmers kicks to Gasol. Here's Martin. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. 6 points for Martin. Net shooting extremely well. 62% on the night to this point.
Boy, that first quick step of Hollis Jefferson enabling him to blow past defenders.
And for Memphis, they're shooting just 33% in the second half so far. They need to look at more high-quality shots. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. And here we go. Flushes it down to finish the break.
And when you can outscore your opponent in transition, that's always going to work to your advantage.
Hey, that's a big piece of the pie when you're talking about winning basketball, fast break points. I mean, because most of the time, those are easy hoops.
Oh, a tough quarter for him offensively. He hasn't been able to give his team a lift when they need it.
And, you know, he's been their go-to guy. Smart at knowing what shots to take, when to take them. plays with really a perfect pace.
Here's Ennis following the bucket by the Nets. Outside, Martin. To the right side. Brooks with no one around. The Grizzlies with another miss. Brooklyn in control. Hollis Jefferson, and he uses both hands to jam it in.
And they've just been so comfortable at both ends of the floor. I mean, you'd almost think they're playing at home.
Yeah, and the confidence really at a high level. Very impressive. They feel like this game is theirs, dominating right now.
Martin with the bucket.
And really the defense didn't do a lot to fight around that screen on that possession.
Here's Carroll. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. They're off to San Antonio after this game, bringing their show to the AT&T Center. That'll be just one game played away from home for them.
And how about the unselfishness of Carroll? You know, he's not hunting shots, just making winning plays.
Memphis has gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Feeds it to Ennis. Looking for Gasol. He gets it there. Nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket. Gasol's got 18 points in the game.
Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
But they get it back.
And they get it back again. I mean, how many rebounds offensively have they had? Everything's going right for them today.
Now here's Ennis. He's got 9.
Yeah, just a simple one-hand flush.
I think he got a few more inches on his vertical by going with the spike.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's what it looked like to me. I mean, he was way up there.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
Yeah, it's finishing your defense, Greg. We know that. You can defend, then you got to rebound the miss, and you got to get to the glass with intensity.
Harris on the double team. Kicks it to Chalmers. Back to Brooks. Clock at 6. Pass to Ennis. And Ennis slams it in.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff.
Yeah, highly efficient. Nothing extra special there. Just effective.
Now, here's Chalmers. Following the missed shot by Timofey Mozgov. Pass to Gasol. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound.
Boy, he's having a tough time right now. Seems like he's forcing his shot a bit to me, Kevin, not letting it come in the flow of the game.
Yeah, exceptional play there to take the bump and still get it to fall.
I like to call that stick-to-itiveness, Greg. Getting everything he possibly could out of that play. Nicely done.
Good call.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Parsons checked in for Martin. Evans comes in for Ennis. Selden's checked in for Brooks. And it's Harrison in for Mario Chalmers.
One shot, mind the lanes.
That's good from Harris. And so it's Memphis with it. Harrison kicks to Evans. Right wing. Gasol's in the post. He's guarded by Booker. Memphis moving that ball around. And that one's good, Harrison.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that D can afford to give him.
Harris misses. Memphis has gone 2 of 5 with the three-point shot since coming out of the break. From deep, Evans. No good there. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Here's Hollis Jefferson, and down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
Boy, Hollis Jefferson, a terrific athlete who actually thrives in transition.
1:57 left in the third. The Grizzlies shooting pretty good tonight at 48%. Evans passes to Harrison. Gasol dishes to Parsons. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Gasol's got 9 assists now tonight.
And so far going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the three-point shot.
And let's take a second to view a list of shooting guards who have been very dependable offensively this season. These two guards are the most accurate in the league. Tyreke Evans is third.
You know, just ask this group. Sometimes when you're hot, you're hot. And it's a comforting feeling for a coach to know you've got one of those guys roaming on the perimeter.
And not only can they light it up from the perimeter, Greg, but they get their buckets getting to the rim as well. I mean, aggressive moves to the basket are always going to help your shooting percentage. You got to get some easy ones to shoot a high percentage.
That's good from Harris.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
No misses yet. You can't do much better than that, guys.
Green, he's checked in for Memphis. And so he hits both. There's 1:38 left in the third quarter of the game. Evans kicks to Parsons. Passes it to Selden. Harris on the double team. And stolen by Booker. In transition, here come the Nets. And he gets the bucket. Harris has got 10. And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Nets.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
They've worked hard tonight at crashing the boards as well. They've had a bunch of second chance points.
Dives for it. Kept alive.
And I just love how he's banging down low. His hard work will let them use some more of the clock here.
Harrison kicks to Parsons. Evans outside to the wing right side. Harrison. And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way. Alan Crabb, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Brooklyn in control. Booker inside, guarded by Green. The offensive rebound. Count it, good. Hollis Jefferson's got 50 points.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
The shot by Harrison, no good. Hollis Jefferson passes to Crabb. Sinks that one from the post. 10 points for him.
Really, it's a thing of beauty to watch Hollis Jefferson move the ball like that. I mean, he's a team-oriented guy who looks to make the pass as much as possible. Way to work the glass, buffet style. Second chance buckets. They can make a big difference.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Brooklyn ahead, running away with this one. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Here's Evans. And referee play review is something that is still relatively new in the NBA. Clark, do you think it should be expanded?
I think we should continue to modify and refine it and be careful to not look to overdo it. But we also want to make sure we're using it productively and prudently. So modify it, refine it, evaluate it each year, and try to make really good use of it in the areas where it can be most effective in enhancing the calls that are made in the game.
We've got Chandler Parsons. Selden is out there with Harrison. And there's Davis. And it's Evans in at the small forward. That's the lineup out there for the Grizzlies. Here's LeVert. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. LeVert's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Nets. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. And Davis throws it down.
Kevin, he is tough to stop when he gets to the rim.
Yeah, Greg, he can get up a few notches higher.
Well, and that's exactly how the game is played in the paint inside, guys. I mean, if you can play over the top, I think you've got a big advantage.
And here are the Grizzlies now. After the basket by Brooklyn, here's Evans. Finds himself wide open and drills it.
Yeah, quick trigger. And from that range, if he senses the defenders have backed off, forget about it.
And the jam by Tyler Zeller.
And you can see it. They're in a nice rhythm in terms of shooting. It's been that way the entire second half.
And, you know, Greg, it's hard to ask for much more than that because they're getting to their spots and they're knocking down the shots.
Bucket is good.
Oh, I love that dish down low.
To the left wing. From 13, and again, it's Brooklyn converting.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Grizzlies have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. And it's slammed in by Davis.
Oh, and how about squeezing the orange as tight as he could there before the stuff?
Yeah, no way he's going to lose that thing on the way up.
Better safe than sorry, right?
Ouch. Unbelievable jam from a player who's given us more than his share of great ones in his time.
You're right, Greg. Defense was nothing but an afterthought on that drive to the hoop.
Well, I don't think anybody wanted to be the guy at the end of the wrong side on that poster.
Here's Parsons following the bucket by the Nets. Well, Clark, the idea of player loyalty has been a topic the last few years. From your view, do you think players have an obligation to stick with the team that drafted them if they can?
I'd like to see that happen, Kevin. I'm a bit of a traditionalist, and personally, I think it's cool to see guys hang with the team that drafted them as long as they can move forward towards their aspirations and goals individually and as a team. I also never begrudge players that after a time decide they'd like to explore a different opportunity with a different team for whatever the reasons might be that drive that. But traditionally and personally, I like to see players be one-team players if all of the circumstances that lend itself to that being productive are in place.
And here are the Grizzlies now, following the bucket by the Nets. Floats one, and there's the nice layup by Evans.
And how about the efficiency Evans has shown in the paint? Once he's got his position, he's looking to score.
Grizzlies have gone 7 of 11 from the floor in the final quarter so far. And some solid looks for them. Evans can't get that one to fall.
One made three for him for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
And count it. And a chance for one more at the free throw line.
One shot.
That one's on Evans.
You know, the Nets traded away their starting power forward, Thaddeus Young, in exchange for 2 draft picks. The big prize, Michigan combo guard and Ohio native Karis LeVert. He showed potential in his rookie season. I think he's got a bright future.
Martin's checked in for the Grizzlies. McLemore has come in for Tyreke Evans.
One shot behind the lanes.
Dan LeVert taken with the 20th pick in the 2016 draft. Great versatility offensively.
Yeah, and he comes from good stock. You know, he's a Central Ohio native, so I've got to get that plug in for Mr. LeVert. He shows good decision-making skills and can play off the ball well, too, so this guy's got a lot going for him.
And Tyler Zeller is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
His first personal foul.
Here's Harrison. Officials have been scrutinized by players and coaches and analysts alike for as long as the games have been played. Clark, just how hard is it to be an official in the NBA?
Kevin, harder than I can really articulate. When you think about the number of calls, the speed and strength and athleticism of the players, the dimensions of the court being such a confined space for 10 extremely athletic, powerful players. All of that speaks to me in this way. the NBA officials are fantastic. Yes, they make mistakes, but all human beings make mistakes, and that human element should always be part of the game. I like technology aiding the officials, but I don't ever want to see us eliminate the human element of officiating.
One item that stood out, their ball movement.
Things are definitely clicking, and more importantly, it makes it really hard to defend.
3-on-3. And McLemore kicks to Harrison. Kept alive. Another shot. Here's Martin. Lays it up and banks it in.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around him.
A nice shot by Zeller. Zeller's got 10 points in just the second half.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Here's Davis. The shot from the low post is good.
No matter what the score is, his attitude has been perfect. I love his disposition. He has stayed in attack mode.
The shot's good. Zeller's got 12 now in this quarter.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Zeller with the double team. Here's Davis. Out to the right wing. Here's Selden. Off target from three-point range.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench if he keeps shooting it like that. He has been putrid here this quarter. Nice piece of work there. Get yourself a little space and pull the trigger.
Here's Harrison. Davis sets a screen. To the middle. And that one's good. Selden.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
AC, not enough on that one as it misses. Memphis has gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep. Harrison kicks to Selden. Martin the pass to Harrison. They set the screen. He dishes it to McLemore. 5 to shoot. Launches a 3. Brooklyn with the rebound.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Here's Whitehead. Here's LeVert. He can't get that one. And the Grizzlies going the other way now. Here's Selden. The pass to Harrison. More and more we see coaches resting players to keep them from getting overworked. The benefits, Clark, are clear for the players, but is it something that is getting overused?
I don't know if overused is the right word, Kevin. I don't like to see it as much because I think there are other ways you can rest players. Games can be part of your strategy, but how about practices being more a part of how you rest players? It got an awful lot of attention this past season, and for good reason. And I would think the coaches and players will adjust because it's not a good optics for your viewing public and your paying patrons to just arbitrarily do it. I understand it, but I think there's a balancing act that could be performed that would make it not appear as disruptive to the fans as it was this past season.
Now here's McLemore. Martin the screen. Back to Green, expanding his range. On his 15th shot attempt, he makes his 9th basket, shooting a healthy 60% tonight.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Well, you know, the D just hasn't been there for real. I mean, these shooters are getting any perimeter shot they want. It's a bunch of warm-up jump shots out there.
Here's McLemore. Following the basket by Tyler Zeller. And Green slams it in.
What nice timing on these jumps. He's somewhat on the small side for a power forward, but he just never gives up.
One shot.
Thinking back to the great Warrior team from last year, Clark, how do you place them in a historical context for what they accomplished?
Well, they're on a short list of one of the great teams of all time in terms of winning a championship and what they did throughout the season to do so. You'd have to consider them as one of the outstanding teams in the history of the NBA.
Here's Harrison. He feeds it to Ennis. Zeller with the double team. Clock at 6. 14 feet away. Offensive rebound. The shot by Harrison, no good.
The defense knew how to play at that time, liked how they made their presence felt without committing the foul.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete.
No question about it. He's very comfortable in the air. Dunks like that, no problem for him.
Now here is Martin. Here's Green, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. A ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
DeMichael Green. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. And last season, one of the first where a coach was not let go during the regular season. A rarity, Clark, in the NBA. Do you think coaches get too much of the blame at times?
Yeah, I would agree with that, Kevin. It's a great responsibility and challenge to coach in the NBA, but more times than not, they do sometimes get an unfair share of the blame for what happens on the court.
Both free throws good from Green. The net shooting and hitting almost everything here in the fourth, up around 58% from the field. The offensive rebound, Zeller. It drops. That's his 9th field goal of the contest. A blistering hot 9 for 11.
And you can see how this game is going. Put a body on somebody.
Exactly, man. Come on. You got to be physical down there. There's got to be some intensity and some physicality on the board. Boy, I like how fast, how quickly he went up with the shot, realizing that his man had no chance.
And the Nets making a change here. Booker's checked in.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. 1 shot.
That's good from Green. The net shooting 61%, showing all the indications of an offense that is locked in. Harris, and the rebound goes to Martin. Martin's got 8 rebounds in this game. Ennis kicks to McLemore. Martin with it. Now guarded by Booker. Pass to Harrison. Memphis moving that ball around. Gets the 3-pointer to fall.
And they're just living beyond the arc here, really, the entire fourth quarter.
And, this is the time to do it. Sinking triple after triple. And it ends up becoming contagious.
And a hard finish there, guys.
Yeah, and only one hand needed for that one.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Now the feed to Green. Clark, when we talk about the importance of what a player can do, how important is it for a player to know what they cannot do?
Very important. Understanding who you are and what your skill set is and how that fits with your team, critically important. Not only knowing it, but then embracing your role within your particular limitations, skill set, and teamwork.
2 shots, gentlemen. 2.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
The first free throw is good, and Memphis making a change here. Selden's checked in. And so he hits both. The Grizzlies shooting fairly well in the fourth, around 48%.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for Brooklyn.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And now, for the year, this is going to take them to 7 wins.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
Yeah, and Greg, when it is just a 2-game season series, the team winning game 1 has that slight mental edge going into the second meeting, knowing they've already solved their opponent one time and only have to do it one more time.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line. And for Memphis, they're shooting at 48% from the floor. Looking good. Here's Harrison, guarded by Harris. Selden kicks to Martin. The 3, no good that time.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
Here's Whitehead. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Here's Harrison. A 3-pointer off the mark.
And out of rhythm offensively, but he continues to work at it.
Yeah, you know what? I think eventually he will find his rhythm because he is off right now, but all it takes is one hoop, and you're back in rhythm.
Here's Selden, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
If you let him get that deep, this is what you can expect.
Yeah, he's not only strong as ammonia down there, he's smart as Einstein, too. Poor effort from the defense.
And they go to the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Timeout called, the Nets. They're ahead by 33. There's 10 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Well, guys, what do you think?
You know, this is a timeout maybe just so they can pat each other on the back because no other reason to call it.
Well, they're really just being conservative, making sure they don't make any last-minute mistakes, I guess. I mean, I have no idea. No idea.
And now we present our Jordan Player of the Game.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw-dropper. He must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
He'd finally had enough of their losing streak, and it's going to take something special to regain some kind of momentum, and his effort has been very special tonight.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Ennis. And Ennis drops them both. Here's Harris. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
Tremendous effort here on the road. That plane ride home is going to be sweet.
No doubt about it, partner, but unfortunately, the flip side of that coin, the drive home for the hometown fans, is going to be rather flat.
And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. A resounding victory for them. And Greg, in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.